Shabbat Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and its sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, the Akwat that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, the 144,000 and 1/3, the hopeful elect of Israel. My brother Yashawan, Shabbat Shalom to you all. I don't usually do videos on my camp day, but the Spirit jumped on me and showed me something today, so I'm gonna try to line it up for you. Okay, so Joel 2 is talking about the missiles, the army of locusts. Okay, and I'm fully persuaded that what we were taught is what this is saying. Okay, we were taught that the Spirit of the Lord is going to be on the missiles, right? And I'm fully persuaded. Okay, but when we get here, right? Neither. Where is it? 8. Joel 2 and 8. Neither shall one thrust another. Okay. Again, I'm fully persuaded that the Spirit of the Lord will be on the missiles, that they go directly toward, on their path. That's what it's saying. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Okay. So, this part right here, they shall run like mighty men, Salakia. Neither shall one thrust another. Here's the point, and should be the title. Neither shall one thrust another. How, or could this be how? Neither shall one thrust another. Could this be how? Can what be how? Okay, so let's start with this video. Okay. All right. Which is 4 months ago. All right. Pay attention to how long ago these videos come in succession. So this will be the oldest one at 4 months, and the title reads, How would Russia's anti-satellite space weapon work? Meaning, does it even exist? Let's say, sources tell CBS News, U.S. has been tracking Russia's development, so it ain't even come to fruition yet. Development of a nuclear-capable anti-satellite weapon in space. Okay. All right, so let's listen to a little bit of this to get perspective of what. So Russia's like this. What is it about an anti-satellite space weapon? Okay, let's look at that. I'm trying not to talk.
Tell CBS News the United States has been tracking Russia's development of a nuclear-capable anti-satellite weapon in space. The White House has not confirmed if the weapon would have nuclear capabilities, but a spokesman did say it would not be used against humans nor cause physical destruction on Earth. Secretary of State Antony Blinken reiterated on Thursday that...
Okay, that's all we need to know. All right. So 4 months ago, they were talking about it. So we'll go back and we'll go to this one, which is a month ago. All right. Let's see what this is.
Sounds like some.
All right. So this is 1 month ago. News in Philadelphia is 6 ABC, Philadelphia. All right. Russia likely launched counter space weapon into low Earth orbit last week. What? Okay. So at this point, a month ago, not only did it come to fruition, they launched it. Okay. And this is all going under the radar. And watch where it ends up. Okay. You got to watch where it ends up. Before we play that, check this out again and understand what's going on. Neither shall one thrust another. Iron Dome. What is the Iron Dome? It's the defense umbrella What is it? It's a bunch of rockets. The Patriot missile system. What is that? Okay. Those are interceptor rockets. All right. Go into this. Neither shall one thrust another. And I'm fully persuaded that the Spirit of the Lord is going to be on the missiles. Okay. But could this be? All right. Russia. Now, don't get ahead of me. I'm just setting this up. Russia likely launched counter space weapon into low Earth orbit last week, a month ago. Play that a little bit. Salaki, bear with me.
Sounds like something out of Star Wars, but this is real. The Pentagon says Russia launched a satellite into low Earth orbit, one that is capable of attacking U.S. and other satellites in that same space. Moscow and Washington have sparred at the United Nations, with both sides accusing each other of seeking to militarize space. Moscow has not commented on this latest launch. Military experts have warned space is likely to be the next frontier of warfare.
Why did Vlad have to do that? Okay. Why did he have to do it? This guy is going to explain it unknowingly. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to try to filter.
You know
out.
that there are over.
Salakia. I'm going to try to get it in the right position. What he does in the beginning of this video, he gives his credentials and tells you how he got into the business that he's in, which is weapons of the nuclear arms race, or the weapons of the nuclear arms race. And he worked for the Pentagon and all of this stuff. So he sets that all up. And I don't want all of that to play, because it kind of gets away from what he's about to say that is so important. So the first part of this he uses, they ask him, well, how did you get in? It was very clever of the interviewer to say that, because it explains how he knows what he's about to say, right? He's well versed, and I should let it play. It's only a couple of minutes, but let me see. I didn't cue it up, so what he goes on to say, okay, right? What he goes on to say, right? And clearly you can see here, Ukraine strikes nuclear radar stations in Russia. Okay, this happened months ago. Okay, the first one, what, 2-3 months ago now? And the second one, they got a hit, but it only caused damage or whatever, if you're paying attention, right? And then the other day, right, you got the whatever happened in Sevastopol, right? That was them firing on bases or whatever they were firing at, because the U.S. has satellites. Bear with me, it's been a long day. But I was compelled to make this video, so let me see if I can find it and then listen closely.
And that gave me a baseline that I've been able to build on for decades. So it's just a series of accidents.
Yeah, and I think baseline is definitely being humble there. You're, I think, one of the foremost experts on the issue we're talking about here. We start with kind of E2 here. This is a Washington Post article headline, kind of concerning headline. U.S. concerned about Ukraine strikes on Russian nuclear radar stations. So walk us through why the U.S. is concerned about this, and why we ought to be concerned about this as well. What is Ukraine doing here?
Okay, now what he's about to say, right? You got to pay special attention, and we should all have this information. Let me get this real quick. I don't mean to break it up, but let me get Sirac real quick. All right. Oh, you talking too much, Hawk. Let's get Sirac 5, right? This is not a small thing. Sirac 5 and 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. You tell me if this is a great matter or a small. Listen to what he's about to say.
Well, the U.S. should be concerned about this, and unfortunately, I think the U.S. has to take responsibility for this, because these radar stations are critical to the early warning systems of Russia. And Russia, unlike us, does not have satellites in space.
Boom. You hear that? That explains why Vlad did what he did. I'm gonna let him talk.
That are capable of seeing the whole Earth from space. We have this kind of capability. So if
Let me play that again. They don't have surveillance, the surveillance that we do. We have it. We can see all over the world. And I mean Babylon when I say that, not we.
fortunately, I think the U.S. has to take responsibility for this because these radar stations are critical to the early warning systems of Russia. And Russia, unlike us, does not have satellites in space that are capable of seeing the whole Earth from space. We have this kind of capability. So if they lose a radar, they have no way of knowing what's coming at them from that direction. Whereas if we lose a radar, we just simply go to our satellites and look down and we say, oh yeah, we can see nothing is happening there. Now, given the high state of tension between Russia and the United States,
Things are super critical right now. People don't know it. Okay. Now, the men of the Lord, we know that the sea hip got to come first, and there's going to take, there's there are things, prophecies that have to take place before they start lobbing ICBMs, right? But this is critical information, all right?
time, I think it's extraordinarily dangerous to tamper with anything that has anything to do with Russia's early warning capabilities because they are going to be more alert at this time because of concerns about nuclear weapon use from the United States. Now, Americans tend to have the attitude, oh, we would never strike them first. It's a common reaction. But I can assure you that they don't believe this about us. And in fact, if you look at American nuclear weapon systems and the kinds of things we are doing even now, it creates the appearance. I want to underscore, it creates an appearance because I don't think people realize, what the meaning of what they're doing is. But to a well-informed technical analyst on the Russian side, it looks like the United States is preparing to fight and win a nuclear war with Russia. Now, of course, fighting and winning a nuclear war is ridiculous. The only way you win a nuclear war is by a definition. The definition is ridiculous. It's like at the end of this exchange, where both of our countries and civilization is destroyed, we have some margin of a slightly larger number of nuclear weapons left in our arsenal than the adversary. Well, that's totally ridiculous. That's like saying, we'll have more fingernails on our body when our head.
See where this is going? Now, we go back. What is this about? This is about defense systems, right? Go back to Joel. Neither, Joel 2:8, neither shall one thrust another. Is that how? Okay. They took down Russia's radar. Vlad sends up some missiles that are going to take down the satellites, right? So that when they do a launch, neither shall one thrust another, right? Could this be the meaning? Or could this be the mechanism, right? Right? Let's read Joel 2 and 3. Speaking of the army, right? All 200 million of them, right? Army of locusts. Let's talk about the missiles. Joel 2 and 3. fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, which is paradise, Idon, right? Meaning pristine and untouched. And behind them, after the detonation, after the mushroom clouds, a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them, right, is going to describe the missiles. It's going to describe what's in the warhead. It's going to describe the propellant system, right? The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses going into power, horsepower. And as horsemen, so shall they run. Okay? Guided, right? Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array, going into an army, right? Did they say army yet? Okay. Before their face, let's jump down to 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. That's the army. And they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall leap upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. All right, so, yeah, it could mean that. Could this be the meaning? Neither shall one thrust another. Well, the missile defense systems aren't going to work, right? Let's look at, what do they call this? Iron. I-R-O-N, dome. Iron Dome in action. Let's look at some missile defense. That ain't going to work on that day. Radar, satellites, okay? Let's see. 39, what is this? Daytime. Iron Dome action in Israel. Let's watch this. First, let's watch this. Commercial. So they're intercepting the rockets coming in. Let's watch that in the daytime. And I'm just, giving some perspective on what's going on. It's a lot here. And then I'm going to go ahead and end it. But yeah, I thought that was interesting to know that Russia can't see, right, the full circumference like we can. That explains why these things are happening and why things are so critical at this time, and that really we've passed the Rubicon, right? We're beyond the point of no return.
What we're looking at is basically one of the 5 Iron Dome missile batteries. Its goal is to, as much as possible, intercept rockets which have been launched towards the cities of Israel, to intercept them in the middle of the way, in the air.
Now, how that happens is with radar.
In order to protect the people.
כן, נופלים. אבל לא, גם מיירטים אותם את הרוב. אני יודע. יש אבל פיצוצים, יש פיצוצים.
With radar and satellites, right? So if they're taking out the radar and satellites, Russia is taking out America's satellites. They haven't done it yet, but that rocket is up there, right? Waiting. Okay? And what is Babylon doing? They're forcing the hand. All right? Let me see. Yeah. Yeah.
וואי, וואי, וואי.
לפני כיפת ברזל היה מה זה מפחיד, אבל היום אנחנו ממש בביטחון, אנחנו מרגישים
Oh, we
וגם
feel
שומעים
safe.
את
We feel
הכיפה, בום,
Iron Dome.
בום, איך היא מורידה אותם, ואחר כך יוצאים, רואים את כל הזה.
It is very successful. I would say around 90% of the interceptions we wanted to make, we make. But still, there's too many rockets raining down here.
Just to give you an idea of what these missile systems are about. So, one more time, let's go here. Could this be, right? Joel 2 and 8. Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So, could that be what this is talking about? Right? Anyway, with that, I'm going to end off right here. Tawada for visiting, and we hope that you were edified, you brothers and few sisters. With that, I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom.